Hi, I'm Erin with Homeschool Connections, and we're here today with Bonnie Donlon. Bonnie, great to have you here.
It's lovely to be here with you today, Erin.
And I'm looking forward to you telling us about the courses that you teach. Go ahead and let us know.
Absolutely. So I teach your courses, Erin. They are the middle school writing essentials classes for grades 6 and 7. So I actually teach 4 6-week courses over the course of the academic year. The writing essentials 1 and 2 take place in the autumn semester, and writing essentials 3 and 4 take place in the spring semester.
And you are the live instructor for the 6-7 courses. It's fabulous. And just to clarify for people watching who may not know, when you said your courses, I'm the designer of the writing program and kind of oversee that program as well. So we work together, and it's been great to get to know you. So I'm looking forward to watching to be able to get to know you too. So tell us about the courses themselves and what's inside of a 6th or 7th grade first class. It's the first one that people take when they come in, right? Tell us about that course.
Yes, I would love to. So it's really in the name, right? Writing essentials. They are foundational level writing courses. So I've even had some students comment, oh, we're focusing on nouns, verbs, and adjectives right now. And they think, well, I already know this, right? But I think part of the danger in growing up with your own language and speaking it before you learn how to write it properly is that you're not necessarily always going to be intentional about your part of speech or construction implementation in your academic writing. So in this course, we start by going back over these basics, highlighting each one of these parts of speech and constructions, etc. And I have had so much fun teaching the students how to be intentional about using strong, specific nouns, verbs, prepositional phrases, etc. So it's about going back to the basics, as I said, and being able to account for each and every word that a student uses in his or her work, and ultimately working our way from these parts of speech to sentences and ultimately to multi-paragraph essays.
Right, so we're starting at the basics, and most people say, well, I know what a noun is, but you know what a powerful noun is, and how to make one of those. I know what a verb is, but do you know how to make a super active, specific verb that really spices up your sentence and makes it like, wow, right? And so that's what I love about these courses. It opens the eyes, as if you will, of students to, oh my goodness, I really didn't know this, in the way of writing and performing, really putting myself into my writing in a way, not writing. I'm intentionally, I love that word you used, intentionally writing. I know that this year also focuses on punctuation and grammar.
Yes.
About that.
So that's a big, obviously, a very crucial part of writing, specifically academically. A lot of students are writing more casually, either to friends via email, some are perhaps even texting, so that activities like that can make these more specific grammar and punctuation points a little bit rusty for them skill-wise.
Right.
So what we do is along the way, while we are focusing on the different parts of a sentence, we are also making sure to highlight in each class the specific ways that these different punctuation marks are incorporated with each of these constructions. And so these are things that I expect them to come into these courses knowing, because the 3 basic punctuation marks, we do expect them to come in knowing that. You do learn that at a upper elementary level, and as such I do look out for that. So while they are choosing strong nouns, specific verbs, and unique adjectives, I'm also making sure they're including periods at the end of their sentences. It's a very it's again one of those things that if you are not being intentional about it and you are not being choosy, then you might forget to implement something so basic. And so we also, along the way, I like to give reminders about editing, written homework. So it's we cover a lot of things that they're going to be implementing at a higher level, but just keeping it at this foundational level so that that stays strong. And so as they continue with their academics, they are building upon this strong foundational skill set.
And I like to think of it, as you said, as the base. It's coming in, having these, what are the 3 types of commas I'm going to use, and how am I going to do that? And how am I going to put this sentence together in a way that's really powerful? And how am I going to put this paragraph together? Those are the foundations for, as you said, everything to come. And so if you are watching and you're thinking, I just want to make sure that my student in elementary school, this pre-middle school time, doesn't have any gaps, is solid on all of the he or she needs to do super well in middle and high school writing, this is totally the course for that parent and for you if you're watching. So I want to also find out a little bit more about your background as you come to teach these courses. Tell us about just your history to become a teacher here.
Of course, it's a rather natural position for me here. I majored in English literature at the University of Virginia, and from there I ended up teaching varying levels of students from pre-K up through 5th grade students, and primarily focused on working on creating these strong readers and translating that enthusiasm and skills into their writing. So between, again, working with students as young as ages 3 or 4 to students who were really beginning to write creatively, to bridge that gap between reading and writing, and also make sure we're keeping the enthusiasm and the skill level at the same level, which was very enriching working with all those different age groups. But I have always really wanted to hone in on the middle school level age range, and so it's been such a pleasure to be able to work with the 6th and 7th grade level students here with Homeschool Connections over the past year, because and especially in this subject that I love. It's just been a genuine pleasure. Yeah.
I remember when we were first talking about bringing you on as a teacher and as an instructor here, and I looked at all of that background that you had, and that developmentally what's going on with the kids up to this point, and that you said, I've always wanted to teach middle school and in this subject, and I went, yes, because you bring this wealth of knowledge and experience working with children, with students, all the way up to middle school. You have a really great perspective to meet the kids where they are coming into this brand new middle school thing. So I love that. Tell us a little bit about your home, your life outside of teaching.
Yes, of course. So I am also a mother and a homemaker. I have one son. He's a toddler. So when I'm not grading and prepping classes, I'm usually cooking, doing laundry, all with my little guy at my side. And I would say, especially at the age he is now, we're not necessarily doing any formal schooling right now. So we spend hours outside and exploring the natural world. That's primarily what we spend the bulk of our day doing, as well as reading. My voice is usually hoarse at the end of the day between teaching and reading aloud to him. So that's really how I spend my days during the week. And then, of course, as a family over the weekends, we really enjoy doing the same things, except all of us doing it together, which is really lovely. So we have, just a very enriching, full time together every day. And I think it's something that's been unexpected about motherhood, that every day is a little bit different. So even if you have a set routine, every day it has some aspect of adventure to it, which has just been a true joy. And to add the Homeschool Connections position to that has just been incredibly fulfilling and fun, a real source of joy.
That just the warmth. Whenever I talk with you, there's a warmth, the home warmth, I call it, of
Oh,
just,
I love that.
and you bring that to the classes too, to the courses. And that's, I could just think, a wonderful, wonderful dynamic. And if you're watching this and you have a middle school student or soon to be middle school student, and you want to make sure that your students' foundations are really, really strong in writing, in English, before moving on to the actual longer pieces of writing, this is the exact course for you. Again, it's designed for 6th and 7th graders. If you have an advanced 5th grader, or if you have an 8th grader who needs that buffing up of the skills, they're welcome as well. Bonnie, if someone wants to get a hold of you to ask you some questions, what's a great way to reach you?
Absolutely. I am very accessible via email. So my Homeschool Connections email, hsc.bdonlon@gmail.com, is the best place to reach me with any inquiries.
Fabulous. Thanks again for spending the time here and helping watching to get to know who you are and to know what a fabulous teacher you are as well.
Lovely. Thank you so much.